Hello and welcome to another Overlord lore video, and today we are going to take a closer look at how the wider world has reacted to Ainz Ooal Gown's most spectacular spell. But before we're going to do so, let me quickly thank my Patreons for supporting this channel, as well as all users of the YouTube thanks function who made one-time donations. And now with that said, let's start with the topic at hand and a quick recap. When Ainz had casted Ye Shub-Niggurath, 70,000 men lost their life in the blink of an eye, for they had been sacrificed to a literal outer god, the mother of 1,000 young, a Lovecraftian deity. And ever grateful, the mother sent out 5 dark young as a sign of gratitude for the excessive sacrifice. These dark youngs were walking tanks without any special magic attacks, flashy laser beams or something else along those lines. But their sheer weight, size, might, and high attack and defense values made the following charge truly devastating. The stampede of the dark young trampled more than 100,000 men to death and had traumatized the rest, who were fleeing from the battlefield like panicked rabbits, creating rivers of blood on the red soil of the Cat's Plain in the process. And with these images in your head, let's take a look at how the other nations of the New World had reacted to such a cataclysmic battle. And the first reaction I want to address is that of Ainz Ooal Gown. For he pretended that this was a secret trump card, a spell he only can use once every decade, something he want to be known far and wide, for if other players would ever use this spell on an allied capital city, then naturally the Sorcerer Kingdom would take the blame, and the name Ainz Ooal Gown would be tarnished. So he created a counter-narrative in advance to any potential use of his spell against his own subjects, which was a very smart move. And now with that said, let's take a look at the antithesis of smart moves, and at Remedios Custodio, for she thought of the dark young as mere big sheep, and asked herself what even was so special about them. And this attitude, and the utter failure to grasp the severity of the spell and the might of Ainz Ooal Gown, had been something that annoyed pretty much anybody around here. Now as for the Empire of Baharut, the reaction of Jerknif is not only well documented, but also has been described excessively. Jerknif wanted with the aid of Ainz Ooal Gown's greatest spell to demonstrate how incredibly dangerous the undead overlord truly is. And his plan failed successfully. He really had shown the world the might of the Sorcerer King, but he was far stronger than even Jerknif had expected. And thus Jerknif's army, who again were allied to Ainz, was so shocked that once he ordered one of his lovely sheep over to him, that it not only ran, but that it lost many dozens of men in the ensuing stampede. This panicked retreat came with the intense plea from his soldiers to never ever start any conflict with the Sorcerer King, along with yet many hundreds of reassignments, shattering Jerknif's confidence and shocking the Emperor, frightening him to the bone. And I think it is a testament to the Emperor that he had chosen to not simply surrender then and there, and instead to continue the fight. As for the Carnazo City-State Alliance, who only had second-hand information, they were not impressed, because again, the idea that the royal army had been utterly destroyed by 5 big sheep sounded laughable to them. Therefore they did not appreciate the true power behind Ainz Ooal Gown's spell, and thus quite heavily judged Jerknif and his empire for falling under the sway of the Sorcerer King. Carnazo stood firm against the undead menace, and even profited from Baharut's subjugation by welcoming the powerful adamantite-ranked adventurer team Silverthread Bird into their very own nation, greatly strengthening the beleaguered city-state alliance, for they had to focus their attention also to a military threat on the eastern part of their realm. As for the Arclan Council state, while no reaction is officially known, we can assume that Platinum Dragonlord understood how dangerous this greatest spell of Ainsulgon had truly been, for he just recently had fought Sheltir Bloodfallen and had to withdraw his armor, so having once again a player in the new world, seemingly on a rampage, using his force without any restrictions, was something Platinum abhorred, and together with the following attack on the Kingdom of Rhystais, a war of annihilation nonetheless, Platinum felt forced to act against the Sorcerer King. Hence why he had attacked him, or rather Pandor's actor, with his armor. But still he had underestimated the Sorcerer King, and judging from the fact that you can use super tier magic as soon as you reach your 70th level, maybe Platinum assumed that Ainz was just somewhere in his 70s, hence why he believed that his armor would be enough to defeat him. As for the Dragon Kingdom, again while we don't know the reaction of Draudilon Auriculus, started to suddenly back the Sorcerer Kingdom politically, giving it legitimacy, and we know that Draudilon's realm also had received aid in its defense against the Beastman nation. But the state that had the strongest reaction to all of this had been the Slain Theocracy, since it not only had recognized what a powerful and monstrous threat Ainsulgon posed, thanks to his many hundreds of Death Knights and Solitas he had brought to the Battle of the Cuts Plain, but they had also correctly identified Ainsulgon's strongest spell as magic of the gods, or super tier magic from our own perspective, even going so far as to speculate whether or not Sorshana had returned under the guise of Ainsulgon, something that, if it was truly the case, would have been told to them by Rufus, the first follower of Sorshana. But nonetheless the Theocracy acknowledged Ainsulgon as being on the same power level as their very own gods, hence why they acted so shocked once they found out that they might have to fight the Overlord, and hence why they did finally deploy Zashi to the Elf Kingdom in order to avoid a two-front war. So their reaction has arguably been the strongest of all the non-involved parties. As for the Kingdom of Rhystais, they despaired. They were economically devastated and would soon thereafter fall to Ainsulgon's might, thanks to the brilliant plan of Philip. And with that said, I hope you have liked my little video. Thank you very much for watching, and as usual, I say my special thanks to Arder Daddy Arder, Bad Guy Ye, Bad Burrito 316, Beezer, Ben C, Brandon D, Chrissy, Crowley 0221, Sia, Crystal Prime, Dead Slime, Death is Mercy, Deathless Dragonlord, Demon Xenomorph 1987, Devin Downen, Ding Dong, Duckwagon, Dunkler Krieger, Dystopia, Dystopia II, Enigmatic Unicorn, Ferashivan, Guy with That Head, Hector Marino, Hoss, Huster, Jacob G, Jana B, Jason, J. Morris, Chromius, Kyle R, Lee K. Long, Legendarius, Lelouch Britannia Viffy Mustache, Lexus Fox, Lord Nishikian Rai, Lord Touch Me, Loverazor, Merovec, Mr. Shoes, Mr. Tweaker, Michael R, Michael Y, Nope, Oh Hell No, Normal Toad, O-Kill, Overlord General Gasper, Paddy Pantom, Personage, Primus 11, Rhinomere, Q&A Caracos P, Shergox's Daddy, Shadow Lightning Wolf, Shrine Keeper, Super Tier Magic Batista Bomb, Supreme Cheese, Staris, Ted, Texas Deer, The Orc Warboss, Rock Ed Smasher, T.E. Wang, Vash Hawkeye, Vegito27, Venture Fanatic, Wilhelm, Xenokai, and Zonegon. Thanks guys. Anyway, have a nice day, and I hope to see you all again soon under my next video.